You know, there's some initiatives here that are really important to talk about, including the construction grant we just talked about for the taxi lane, new mountain bike,
Yeah.
and a town comprehensive plan start for
Yeah.
forestry management.
Yeah, so what's happening here is we didn't get to it last year with COVID, but March came and so that was that. So we plan very soon to we have there's a committee in place. That'll probably be a 2-year project. And it's been almost 20 years since we did the town did the last comprehensive plan. They're always a good idea to do. There's a lot of it's kind of boring as all the data collection, and you find out kind of where you are, where you've been, and then at the end you develop the recommendations going forward. So, but there's a committee in place, and we hope to get started with that very soon. So.
And there's always some other smaller projects,
Yep.
and perhaps you can kind of outline some of those.
Yeah, no, just a lot of infrastructure projects that we're working on. Town facilities, continue to work on town facilities, narrow gauge pathway, and the library. We've got some problems, issues up there with that log facade, and so we'll continue to work on infrastructure problems.
So the other, a lot of these projects, or some of these projects, involve the Penobscot Indian Nation and the relations. Maybe you can speak to that just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's always an ongoing, our relations, very important relations with the Penobscot Indian Nation. As you may know, last August, their tribal council decided to post all of their roads, with the exception of the carriage road, in Carrabassett Valley for no trespassing. It took a while before we figured out exactly, exactly why, but it had something to do with bear hunting, and which is important to them. We understand that. So we're hopeful going forward that we're able to secure land use permits. They graciously allowed snowmobile trail access again this year. We've applied for use permits going forward. I think there's a little more concern now as to whether or not they're going to be provided in the future, and we don't have an answer for that. We are working very closely with them, Selectman Lloyd Cutler and myself, and they've been have opened up a line of communication. Kind of parallel in that, last year and again this year, there's a lot of initiatives with all of the tribes in the Maine legislature to make fairly dramatic changes to the Indian Lands Claim Settlement, the 1980 Indian Lands Claim Settlement Act. And you say, well, what's that got to do with us? Actually, quite a bit. 24,000 acres of land in Carrabassett Valley is owned by the Penobscot Indian Nation, about half the land base in the community. Some of these changes could have a significant impact on the town. We are particularly concerned that the land that they own is what's called fee land. They own it in fee. They bought it. That there be provisions in the law that would allow the conversion of that fee land through a federal process, to federal trust lands without a vote of the town. And that's just something that we're adamantly opposed to, because at that point, we've lost all land use regulation, taxation, all of those issues. It might as well be a different town. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not interested in talking. We are absolutely interested in talking with them on big picture items, including the conversion to trust lands. But let's sit down and see if we can find something that works for the mutual benefit for the Penobscot Indian Nation and the town. And we feel we can do that, and we very much want to do that, and we want good relations. So. We'll see where all that goes, but it's concerning because a lot of the trail corridors within Carrabassett Valley do go through, Penobscot Indian Nation land, and so it is concerning. Again, we are very hopeful. We've had a good relation for, about 15 years now, and until, last August, but so we're hopeful.
Keep that in mind as you're out there taking advantage of trails and whatnot, that it is owned by the Penobscot Indian Nation, and hopefully a deal will be struck.
Yeah. Look forward to working with everybody.
Well, we appreciate it. Thanks for your time today, and all your work rearranging things so that it fits with today's times and today's.
No, it's good, and I know the Board of Selectmen and all of the town departments. We look forward to working with everybody in the future and getting through this damn COVID thing,
Right.
and moving on to life is normal, you know. So.